Welcome to Information for Activation, Grassroots North Shore's informational webinars to get us ready for the November vote. Tonight we have Mike Wilder of Wisconsin Voices. Maintaining our vote is one of the most important things we can do in democracy. And Mike tonight will tell us about expanding the vote in Wisconsin. Mike, it's all yours.
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you. Thank you, Mike.
All right, cool, awesome. Well, thank everybody for joining me tonight on this beautiful Wisconsin day that we have been hoping for about 6 months now. We did finally get to 80 degrees and it feels great outside, so I won't be too long with folks. I just wanted to talk a little bit about how we can expand the vote in Wisconsin, particularly focusing on southeastern Wisconsin here. So my presentation will not be that long tonight, but I hope that folks can have the opportunity to plug in to different opportunities that we will have here coming up soon. All right. First things first, we have an upcoming volunteer canvas event. It's going to be this Saturday, May 10th. The event will begin at 10 a.m. with an SRD training. The training will certify folks to be able to register folks to vote in the city of Milwaukee. And and the training will begin at 10 a.m., as I said. We will also have a door-to-door canvas that will follow the training. This will all be held at Urban Underground, and the address there is 4850 West Fond du Lac Avenue in Milwaukee. There's street parking available. And as I said, right after the training at 10 a.m., we will have a brief canvas training and go out on the doors at 11. Lunch will be provided for folks after the canvas, and that will start at 1 p.m., but we know folks will probably be out canvassing till about 1:30ish, so folks will be able to eat after they get done with their walk packets. So once again, that's this Saturday, May 10th, at Urban Underground, 4850 West Fond du Lac Avenue. We will have an SRD training for folks. By the way, if anyone who was an SRD in 2012 wonders if you need to have the training again, you do. The training has to be renewed on every year pretty much. It's an even odd year thing. So if you did have the training in 2012 and you don't think that you need the training in 2014, you do. And if anyone knows of anybody who would be interested in becoming an SRD in the city of Milwaukee, please point them to this training. We will have more that I will talk about later, but this will be a good opportunity for folks to plug in here. As I mentioned, we will have Special Deputy Registrar Sessions hosted by the African American Roundtable in partnership with the city of Milwaukee. They will be held at MICA, and that's in the upper conference room. The address there is 1927 North 4th Street. And as you can see, there are dates that folks can plug in to those training sessions as well. If you cannot make Saturday's training session, by the way, I think it's important that I add a disclaimer. If you want to just get the training and not canvas, that's possible as well. But what we are doing is collecting pledge cards for folks to pledge to engage. And those cards will be voter education cards for folks for the August and November elections. Those cards will be filled out by folks that we go knock on doors for. And those cards will be collected as data to our organization and partner organizations in which they may have indicated they would like follow-up. And it will be used to update our van, and it will also be used as a reminder to folks. So these cards will get mailed back to folks as a reminder to vote in November, this November. But as I mentioned before, the Special Deputy Registrar Sessions are very important events to plug into as well. We have them set for May 13th, which is this coming Tuesday at MICA. There will be two as of now. As of now, we have a 10 a.m. and a 5 p.m. We also have June 10th, which is at 6 p.m. We have July 8th at 6 p.m., September 9th at 6 p.m., and October 14th at 6 p.m. The reason why we don't have one for August is because it will fall within the blackout period. As many may know, you cannot register folks to vote within 21 days of an election, and there is an election in August of this year. That's the fall primary election. So that's why there's none in August, but plenty of opportunities for folks to join in. Tell your church members, tell your neighbors, tell your friends to plug into these opportunities. This is how we are going to be able to expand the vote. The more people that register to vote and the more people that are engaged in this election, this is the on-the-ground work that we need to do to get the job done here. So I know that a number of folks that you may know may not live in the city of Milwaukee, so it's important to go over whether or not your city, village, town accepts the city of Milwaukee's SRD trainings. The villages and the cities and towns that do accept are as follows: Shorewood, West Allis, Cudahy, Oak Creek, West Milwaukee, Wauwatosa, St. Francis, Greenfield, Greendale, Whitefish Bay, and Hales Corners. The ones that do not accept City of Milwaukee SRD trainings, and you would have to go through a separate training with those election clerks, are South Milwaukee, Glendale, Fox Point, Bayside, Brown Deer, and River Hills. The city of Franklin has not been very good at getting back to me, so I do not know whether or not they are on the do accept or do not accept but I do know the opportunities for folks that live in the communities that do accept it. You still have to fill out a form with that city clerk, but that you don't have to go through an additional training. So it's important because a lot of times folks want to just go through one training, understandably, and not have to go through another training. So this way, if you live in these communities, you would have to just go to that city clerk's office and get your fill out the paperwork and get your certification, but you do not have to go through an additional training if you've had the City of Milwaukee's SRD training. So that's huge. If you the ones that do not accept, I don't think you can be a special deputy registrar in those municipalities. I could be wrong, but from what I understand and from what I read up, they don't accept SRDs, period. So folks would have to, in order to register to vote, go to the city clerk's office in those areas. So in 2014, we have Engage Wisconsin Canvas Dates and other Milwaukee opportunities for folks to go out and engage with voters. And this list is not at all complete. This is where we can start by marking our calendars for these dates. As I mentioned before, May 10th, this Saturday, we have a Canvas opportunity. That is going to be our very first kickoff for canvassing neighborhoods. We're going to target mostly Milwaukee neighborhoods that have high transient populations. So it's very important for us to have clean lists, know who's in these houses, know how to reach folks in these neighborhoods so that when come November, everything is all set in place and these folks have had the amount of touches that they need and the amount of engagement that they need to go out and cast a ballot in November. We have June 6th through 8th, that's Milwaukee Pride. That is another event where we have been told by Fair Wisconsin that it's okay for us to go and engage voters with not only voter registration but voter education opportunities. We also have another canvas on June 7th. That is going to be a canvas that's going to fold into the Our Schools and Communities campaign. So we're going to canvas that day. We have a canvas set we have an engagement opportunity set for the Juneteenth celebration in Milwaukee on June 19th. Another canvas on July 12th in which we will send the information for that as we get closer to that date. We don't have a location set. We have African World Festival August 3rd, and then another canvas August 16th. Now, September 15th is a very key date because we are going to have the National Voter Registration event that day. And that day we're going to kick off a daily canvas. And so September 16th through Election Day, there will be daily canvas opportunities for folks to plug in here in the city of Milwaukee at least. We are also going to do Racine, Madison, and Appleton civic engagement. We have a couple of meetings set up with a couple of the groups on the ground in those areas. And so when we get those opportunities to plug into canvases in those areas, we will also let folks know about those opportunities. It should also be said that 501c3 canvas opportunities are these. Wisconsin Voices is a 501c3 table convener. And so we are doing nonpartisan voter education, voter registration opportunities here at Wisconsin Voices. And anyone who wants to plug into either of these dates or wants to plug into some time in Racine that we're going to spend, Madison or Appleton with civic engagement, contact myself or my colleague Nathan Hoffman to plug in. We have a lot of opportunities. Like I said, not only in the city of Milwaukee, but we're going to have future opportunities in Racine, Madison, and Appleton. And so any other events that folks can think of or collaborative efforts that we can all plug into in order to expand the vote here, don't hesitate to contact me. My contact information is right there along with my colleagues, Nathan Hoffman, and we are available to answer any questions. But not only that, we're available to send out information to our network. We have a network at Wisconsin Voices of about 83 organizations. And so if there's any opportunity for a canvas or registration opportunities that folks want everyone to plug into, we can send that out to our networks, and we can get other folks plugged into these opportunities. So do not hesitate to contact me. Don't hesitate to contact me if you want to be on the list of opportunities here with canvases. We're going to do registration at most of these opportunities. I know you can't do registration at African World Festival because of the fact that that is during the blackout period. As I said before, 21 days before an election, you cannot register folks to vote. But we do still have same-day registration in the state of Wisconsin, so anyone who would like to vote at the poll or register at the polls could do so in the fall primary or the fall general election at the polls before they vote. And I will open up for questions because that is all that I had. I want to thank everybody for joining today. I know that it's very, very good weather outside today. So I know that, to have folks join on is a really good thing. And get the word out and let folks know, that your neighbors know, your friends, your church members know of these opportunities as well. We'd love to have everybody be able to start the work and really dig into the on-the-ground grassroots work that's going to get folks engaged in this election. Because, the scary thing about this election is it's 6 months away, less than 6 months away now, and a lot of folks do not know that it is an election year here. So we have to get on the ball and start educating folks, and the real work will begin here. So anybody have any questions for me? Now's the time, and you can just ask me anything that you need to ask. All right, no questions?
Mike, do you have any plans for events that will take the place of Souls to the Polls?
Well, yeah, we're actually working now with the NAACP, working on something that could be replaced. That's actually a very good question. We're in Racine and Milwaukee working on something that could be replaced by Souls to the Polls. People mentioned perhaps having, during the early vote period, having a revival. A lot of times churches have revivals or special events during early voting period in October, and that'd be a good place for folks to plug in and massively mobilize to the polls. But it's going to be difficult, but it's not impossible. We just have to, be creative in how we're going to do this. But we are having, those conversations now as to how that can happen. My goal and my vision is to have that happen during the early in-person absentee voting period. I think that'll be the best time. And as folks know, given the fact that we don't have early in-person absentee voting on the weekends anymore, it's going to be more difficult but not impossible to carry out that task. So we will think of something to replace Souls to the Polls, and that's a very good question. And folks will be, told about whatever it is that needs to be done, but it has to be something now on the weekday, and that might come in the form of an event or a revival where we, have the pastors come together and talk about how they're going to get their members of their congregation to go out and cast ballots. Use it as an opportunity to express their views at the ballot box.
Will you be promoting absentee voting?
Absolutely. We're going to be promoting. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, we're going to be promoting absentee voting. We're also going to be promoting Rise to the Polls. We have a couple of organizations that have volunteered to have folks plug into their Rise to the Polls organization, particularly Wisconsin Jobs Now, who did it in 2012 for the recall and for the general election, had a very, very good rides program in the city of Milwaukee. And there's also have been talks about possibly having a different early voting site in Milwaukee that could accommodate a lot of folks. Because, as you know, with the window decreasing here with early absentee voting, we are going to have a problem with our election workers and our election clerks being able to run these elections smoothly. So what we're going to have to do is think about more creative ways and how we're going to get people out to vote. And so we're going to be promoting absentee voting, in-person absentee voting, and voting on Election Day, since we do have still have same-day registration in the state of Wisconsin. Good question.
What about observers? Are there enough observers to counteract potential voter intimidation?
Absolutely. We're going to be talking a little bit about that as we move forward as well. What I'm going to do is a poll worker recruitment program, and that is going to include poll workers, folks that wish to become poll workers, and it's going to include also folks that wish to become election observers. To be able to plug in, as you said, there have been different rules surrounding how close someone can stand to an election observer, for instance. Now it's 3 to 8 feet, I believe, as that rule has changed as of what it was before. And so what we want to do in Racine and Milwaukee is have folks plug in to our training. We'll have an additional training. Folks will still have to attend the City of Milwaukee's training as well, and they pay workers on a scale. I don't have that scale with me now, but that scale can be sent. But we'll also have folks that are going to be trained, by Wisconsin Voices. We'll have an expert. In 2012, we had Ann Jacobs come in, and she's really, really good on election laws in the state of Wisconsin. So we'll get someone to come in, and be able to train folks to be good election observers, good election poll workers. Very good question.
Great. Thank you, Mike. Even though our audience has been small, I know people will come and listen to the presentation at our site, grassrootsnorthshore.com. Mike, thank you so much. And join us next week. Join us next week when we will have Chris Amity from the ACLU discussing problems with education and what we can do to protect education in Wisconsin. Again, this will be up on our site tomorrow. And thank you so much, Mike. Thank you to everybody who tuned in.
No problem. Thank you all. And go out and enjoy the weather.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye now.